Do you think Kyle Shanahan has changed his philosophy on special teams? Real quick, I think his philosophy was very conservative. Coach Hightower mentioned it. Richard Hightower, he basically said, we want someone who will secure the catch and get a first down. That is as conservative as you could be. Like, basically says, get the ball back to our offense. If you can get 10 yards, great. And I think that explains why you had someone like Trent Taylor returning punts. Like, there is no home run potential with Trent Taylor. He runs a 4.6, but he might break one tackle and get you 10 yards. Do you think he's changed his philosophy?
I sure hope so, because I mean, to me, when I hear that, well, the first object is to catch the ball and get it to our offense. Like, no shit. Like, that's obvious. Obviously, right. That's the purpose of special teams. But it can be so much more. I am of the old school Harbaugh. You can win 2 phases of the game and win the game, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be offense. It can be defense and special teams. And I saw in an article this morning, shout out to Cam Inman from the San Jose Mercury. It's been 10 years since we've had a return touchdown. It was Ted Ginn.
I was there.
September 11th, 2011.
It was the first game I ever covered as a professional. I was there. He did it twice. It was a punt and a kick, I believe. He did it twice. That was 2 punts.
And that was the difference, right? That was how we won that game. Because if I remember correctly, that was a low-scoring affair.
Am I having mic problems? How do I sound to you?
You sound all right to me.
Okay. Alex Zeno over here is getting really upset, but maybe it's just his problem.
Ooh, could be.
Could be.
Sorry. Anybody else having little audio issues?
Yeah, let me know. If not, I want to talk real quick about Brandon Ayuk. It seems like we got them. We won. We did it, everyone. We got the Niners to play their best punt returner. It's a really good thing because you should want home run potential at that spot. It's a very important spot, punt returner.
Dude, with most games in the NFL being decided by a touchdown or less, a return touchdown can decide those games. That's the big play that we need. I agree. I think that it is high time that we do it. And I feel like the team is deep enough this year that it's not like we're plugging in whoever fits at gunner. Feels like we have some dedicated options at gunner, Sherfield topping the list, but underneath him, it seems like on the other side, we're going to have a high quality list of players to choose from there, that it could be circa 2019 when Mostert was streaking down the sidelines as a gunner. It could be that good of a coverage unit as well as throwing Ayuk into the return game.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's not forget, they signed Trent Sherfield to do that kind of stuff. He looks like he can be very good in that role. They drafted Talanoa Hufanga primarily to play special teams. They have Marcel Harris, who's a hell of a special teams player. Jimmy Ward, God love him, still does it. Ross Dwelly. They have some starters on it. They don't ask Raheem Mostert to do it anymore, which is
but fair. Elijah Mitchell is practicing for that gunner route, right? I think that would be exciting. If he can win that, it will allow him to dress every Sunday, and then it'll allow him to get some reps at running back. So I'm rooting for Elijah to make one of those gunner positions.
And I'm rooting for Kyle Shanahan to let Brandon Ayuk return punts. I think that would be a big step in Kyle Shanahan, his growth as a decision maker. Because, we've talked about this a lot. Like, decision making, I look at it as like a genetic trait that expresses itself pretty much by 20, whether you got it or not. And my hypothesis with him is that he doesn't got it, in the sense that more often than not, he'll make the wrong decision. Not every time. Mm-hmm. And this whole like conservative, just give me the ball, my offense will take the rest. Like, that's a mistake. Andy Reid doesn't do that. He's an offensive genius. Bill Walsh didn't do that. John Taylor was returning punts, offensive genius. So I like that when we brought it up, or whatever, I don't know how he had the epiphany, but when it was brought to his attention, he thought about it, he reconsidered, and he's like, all right, man, let's try a new approach. It's been a good offseason for Kyle. Drafting Trey Lance, throwing the ball in the pizza oven, reconsidering his stance on special teams. I think he's had a very good offseason. He may never be a natural leader, decision maker, executive type, but he's making strides. I like it. And when other people approach him, he's like, hey, Kyle, you're making a wrong decision here. Let me explain it to you. It seems like he's open-minded, which is good, because if you're a bad decision maker and you're stubborn, you're not gonna last long.
No, that's a recipe for disaster. And I like your supposition there around decision making. The only thing I would put in from my view of it is what I hear you talking about is much more specific to quick decision making,
Sure.
split second decision making, because I believe I can take anyone and teach them the fundamentals of logic. I can teach them a way in which to work through problems. And I think people can learn that. So I think that trait can be learned. But then there's in-game split second. You've got 10 seconds to make this call. And I do think that's much more you either have that or you don't. But he can work on things to help him. He can work on being in situations like that to feel a little bit more prepared. And he can trust people around him and take some of that weight off of him.
Yeah, I mean, like, you have a quality control staff. Use it. I appreciate it. Thank you. I feel necessary, and that brings the best out of me. So thank you, Kyle.